Hello, this is Ethereal Being here, and this is What If Deku Could Control Reality. For this What If, I don't have any script, so this will be coming off the top of my head. So let's just get into it. This all starts when Deku gets his quirk at the age of 4. Deku awakens his quirk, but no one really knows about it. Bakugo also awakens his quirk around this time. Deku thinks that Bakugo's quirk is very cool. He's like, wow, Kachan, I love your quirk. You know, all that kind of stuff that he does in canon. Deku goes to the quirk doctor, and when he gets to check to see what his quirk is, the doctor says, I'm sorry to inform you, Miss Midoriya, but although it seems that young Izuku should have a quirk, he does not. Inko then responds by holding Izuku and crying and saying, I'm sorry I wasn't strong enough or be able to give you a quirk. Izuku just stands there, motionless, drops his All Might figure. And then we time skip one day to when Izuku's at his house, just watching that video. You know, the one that he always watches. Izuku is just keeps on rewatching the video. Same tears, same emotions. As Izuku thinks that he wishes he had a quirk. He wishes that he was able to become a hero. Although he's still gonna try even if he doesn't have a quirk. But he wishes that he had a quirk like Kachan's. Or maybe even one like All Might's, if he was lucky, but sadly, that was not the case. Izuku just wishes that he had the power to become a hero, and become the number one hero, the symbol piece, just like All Might. Just as he thinks about that, Izuku slowly starts to feel a warm glow within his body, but then it slowly fades away. He asks his mom, did she turn up the heat or anything? She says no. We're thinking that Izuku might be sad, trying to avoid the subject or topic. So, quickly, I'm just gonna explain you what Izuku's quirk is. Although, the doctors in that world don't believe he does have one, he actually does. So, Izuku's quirk is essentially, he is able to change any aspect of reality, like anything. And that could make him super OP, or I could not make him super OP. I have no clue where I'm gonna go with that. But essentially, whenever he changes an aspect of reality, he gets the choice to make it so that everyone knows that he changed it, or make it seem as if it was never changed at all, like as if it was the original reality. But by default, it is that, plot armor, yes. My favorite thing, plot armor. We'll just use plot armor, okay? So essentially, plot armor comes in and just makes it seem as if everything was normal. So, when Inko... Wait, scratch that. Nothing about Inko. We go into a time skip a month from now. Izuku is getting bullied, and for being quirkless, of course, led by Bakugo and his gang. But then he starts to just heat up. Everybody's able to feel it. Slowly, some fire starts seeping out of his skin, kind of just like Endeavor. And he awakens a quirk, or at least that's what everyone else thinks. To him, although he doesn't know it yet, he just willed a new quirk into existence just for him, because he can change reality. That's his quirk. So, when the teachers see the fact that Izuku has awakened his quirk, the teachers tell him how he's also amazing, just like Bakugo. And due to this, Bakugo's temper is going to be less. I'm not sure about how much less, because he's still Bakugo, but it's definitely going to be less. I think I might make him a bit more cool-headed in this one. Now time skip into the, like, when canon starts in, like, middle school, or like the end of middle school. The teacher comes in saying, you know, the iconic scene where he says, I know what you all want to become. You all want to become heroes. So the teacher comes in, throws in all the papers and says, everybody, and sees everybody using their quirks after he said that. Then he says, we actually have 2 students going to UA. Everybody instantly turned to Bakugo because they all knew it. Bakugo then talks about everyone else being extras. And then the teacher says, oh, Izuku Midoriya, of course, how could I forget? Of course you're gonna go to UA. You also have an insanely powerful quirk, just like Bakugo. And then Bakugo just looks at Midoriya, or Deku, and just, it doesn't say anything. He accepts Deku as a rival, rather than someone weak. Now, on the way back home, Izuku is walking under a bridge. The same bridge as canon. A sludge villain, or a sludge monster, comes out and says, give me that body, kid, I need it. I didn't know he was in town. Izuku just stares at the sludge villain, confused about what is happening. He instantly feels the sludge villain grappling onto him, trying to take over his body. Izuku then flares up his quirk, at least what he thinks is his quirk, and then blasts away all of the, heats up or burns away all of the sludge. Then All Might comes in. I am here. And then he sees Izuku burning the sludge villain. And he's very impressed by it. He thinks that Izuku has the potential to become a great hero. And since in this one, Izuku has what he thinks is just a singular quirk, he has more self-confidence and doesn't need to ask All Might about whether he will become a hero or not, although he still adores All Might. So he asked All Might if he could have an autograph after helping All Might pick up the sludge villain and put it into a bottle. And after that, he pretty much goes home. And since Izuku didn't grab onto All Might's leg, he didn't drop the bottle, and Bakugo was never part of the incident. That night, in a dream, Izuku felt this presence, a godly presence. It was something that he couldn't ever describe in words. He felt the godly hand of pure light just simply tap him in the forehead, as if revealing his true self, his true power. At that moment, he knew that he had the ability to change reality. Now, side note, I'm sorry if this is kind of cliche or something, kind of my first what if, not really good at that yet, so I'm hoping to improve in the future. So just bear with me for now. Side note over. And now we're gonna go into the 10-month training arc. Izuku, realizing that he can change reality in all aspects of reality, I'm gonna also change Izuku's personality a bit in this one. Okay, so Izuku starts to realize that he can definitely beat All Might at any time he wants to, since he can just will All Might to be weaker or Izuku to be stronger. But he decides to start practicing on little things, maybe turning an item to gold, or just creating money out of nowhere. Copying other quirks, creating quirks. He's quite literally the most overpowered being in all of this. After 10 months of intense training with his quirk, since it was quite difficult for him to control, since he was new to all of this, because he only got it in a dream, Izuku believes that he's finally ready for the entrance exam, which happens to be tomorrow. And that night, Izuku goes to sleep. Now, I'm gonna end it off there. I hope I was able to do a good job on this. I'm also just doing this for myself, at least for the start. I don't know if anyone's actually even going to be watching this. But, like and subscribe if you are, please. That would really help out. Because I kind of want to see how big I can get this. Who knows? And, yeah, I'll probably create a part 2 later. See ya!